Okay, Ian Morris here with Matthew from Microsoft. He's going to give us a talk through the new Windows Phone Mango update.
Great, okay, so the first thing you'll see is that I have the lock screen here, so bear with me, I'll just open the screen. Okay, and you will see, if you're familiar with Windows Phone 7, a very familiar looking screen, so you'll probably be familiar with these live tiles. You can see the information that's most important to me is constantly changing. So I've actually pinned some of the people that are most important to me to the home page. You'll see new for Mango, not only do I see their pictures, but actually these tiles turn over and you'll see their latest status updates or the latest communication that I'm receiving from those people. So we'll see that shortly one of these tiles will flip over and you'll see their latest update, like Derek here is talking about it's season for the Mango. So we feel that this is a great way to essentially glance and go at what's happening on your device. So rather than having to go into an app or go into an address book or an inbox, you can actually see this information real time on your home page. Now there's three main themes for Mango. Firstly, it's about connecting and sharing more easily with people, and I'll show some examples of that. Mango is also about making apps smarter, and we're utilising smart technology to make apps more user-friendly and easier to use. The third thing is about taking the web beyond just the browser, and I'll talk to you about some smart search capability that we now have. So again, I'll just quickly unlock that device. And the first thing we'll do is go through to the People Hub. Now the fantastic thing about the People Hub is actually bringing together all of the people that are most important to me. So you've got a fairly traditional kind of address book view here of all the people. Now this address book is made up of people on my SIM card, from my Exchange server, from Windows Live, from Facebook, from Twitter, and a bunch of other sources, and all of those are aggregated here. I can then go across and see what's new, and you can see that it's downloading the latest information from all of those sources around the people that are most important to me. So you can see some updates that we're seeing here, various comments from social networking feeds, and the new announcements today was around the fact that as well as Facebook, Exchange and Windows Live, we're also adding the ability to see updates from LinkedIn and Twitter. Now I can also go across here, see people I've recently interacted with, and then I'm back to the original list. Now the people that are most important to me, I've actually decided to pin those to my homepage. So you can see here some examples. So if we go into this contact here, I can see all of her information on a single card. And what it's actually done is linked together the profile that I have of her within Outlook, but also with Facebook and within Windows Live. So it's linked 3 accounts together directly.
And the linking of Facebook and Live, is that new to Mango?
No, you was previously able to do that in Windows Phone 7. I'll show you some of the features that are new. If I scroll over to here, I can see what's new. And what's new in Mango is actually that this includes new feeds from LinkedIn and from Twitter too. I can also see pictures, and this again is new in Mango. I can see an album of pictures specific to that person. What it's actually doing is pulling in a variety of albums from different sources, some of which may have been uploaded to their SkyDrive on Windows Live, some of them may be Facebook albums, some of them may be photos that they've shared with me elsewhere. I can see all of those in a single folder view. Now the other thing you may have seen in my People Hub is actually I've created some groups, and this is essentially replicating my life. So there's different groups of people that I interact with. So today I've got a demo crew. These are a bunch of people that are here today demoing with me, and I can actually see all of those people in one place. I can then communicate with them in one place. So you can see here I could actually initiate a text message conversation with all of these people, or I could send them all all information on an email. What I can also actually do is instigate an instant message or a Facebook chat, all within this single thread. Now, the other really smart thing that Mango does is not only can I initiate a conversation to multiple people, but I can also switch between the type of way I message them real time during the conversation. So for example, if Oded here moved from being on text to somewhere where he has coverage for instant messaging, halfway through the conversation we could switch. And the service is actually smart in recognising people's presence and whether they're available for instant messaging. We think this is a real unique feature. It really enables people to connect and share more easily. On that theme of connecting and sharing more easily, one of the other things that's really important to people is a really good email experience. And we are saying that Mango has the best email experience, bar none. So firstly, we have a great intuitive experience from an email inbox perspective. So this is full Outlook capability. You can see I can pivot between unread, flagged, urgent, and all messages in my inbox. You'll see that instantly appears on my homepage, and it will alert me with the Glance and Go technology to tell me whether on my live tile whether I have any new messages. Now, in my personal life, I have other email accounts which I've decided to actually link. So rather than having a single inbox for each of my accounts, I've decided actually I want to link my BT account to my Hotmail account and have that in one single place. So I can see all of my messages, my unread messages, all in a single place. Now I've decided that I actually want to pin that to my homepage. I may decide that I want to remove that at any time. I can unpin it and then find that under my email settings at a later date. For now, I'll just pin it there. So these are new ways that you can connect and share with people really, really easily. The other thing that Mango does really, really well is actually get smarter about the way we use apps. And it's smarter in a number of ways. So if I go down here, you can see that one of the apps we've announced today is with British Airways, and this is a great way to showcase some of the new functionality. We're working with the development community to open up new APIs within Mango that actually allow new functionality. So here you can see a great new app from British Airways. The first screen shows me my flight information. The second screen shows you all of the flights that I have booked at the moment. It shows me flight information, arrivals, departures, and back to my details. I can also see more information, and something else that's unique in this app to Windows Phone 7 is the ability to go to terminal maps. I can actually look at, say, Barcelona Airport, and it will pull down live a map of Barcelona Airport, so I can actually check out where the lounge is and make arrangements for my journey. I'll go back to the app at this point, and I'll actually show that most important thing for me to do right now is actually to check into my flight. So I'm going to find my flight to Paris, and I'm going to try and check in. It confirms the details to me. It actually allows me to select a seat as well. So what it's done is loaded a view of the interior of the aeroplane. It's loading that view now, and it's going to tell me what seat I'm earmarked for and any other available seats should I want to actually change the seat that I've selected. So it's loading that view now, and then essentially I'll be able to travel through the aircraft and see which seats are available. Now what I'm actually going to do is select this seat here, and then it switches to a 3D view. It takes me down the cabin of the plane, shows me exactly where that seat is, how much legroom there is, etc., where it's positioned in relation to other seats, and I may decide actually I'm going to select that. It tells me the seat number, allows me to confirm that, and now I'm going to go forward and print my boarding pass. It's displayed that boarding pass on the screen, so there's no longer a need to have a paper boarding pass at the airport. Using that barcode, it can actually be scanned as I go to check in. I can also pin that, again unique to Windows Phone 7, pin that to my home page, and when I go back to my home page, you'll see here, there's that flight, it's pinned there. So not only now can I pin an application to the start page, I've actually pinned a specific portion that's important to me of that application, which in this case is a boarding pass. Now, there's a bunch of new stuff that we're doing with apps. You'll see particularly around the tiles here. Other apps can utilise these tiles to actually give live updates here. So for example, there's a train app here. If I had a journey booked within that train, it could tell me if that train is delayed and give me real-time updates straight through to the live tile.
And does Mango make it easier for developers to create live tile updates? Because previously there were only a few apps, weren't there?
Yeah, so you should really talk to some of our developers guys who are actually here today, and they can tell you more about the APIs that we're opening up. There's a number of new APIs that make that development both easier and allow you to get under the skin of Windows Phone 7 and utilise those key differentiators. So we've talked about how it's easier to share and connect with people. We've talked about how the apps can become smarter. The next thing is to talk about how we're taking the internet beyond just the browser. So of course we have a browser. In fact, we have an excellent browser. I'm going to launch here the BBC homepage using the browser on here, which is actually Internet Explorer 9. It's not similar to the Internet Explorer 9 that you get on your PC. It's identical. It is IE 9 as you would get on your PC. Now, some of the great things that are supported by IE 9 is actually full HTML browsing capability. The other thing that it does is uses hardware acceleration to actually utilize the graphics chip to give a really fast performance when loading interactive web pages. So you're going to get a really rich experience through the browser. But going beyond the browser, we think people want an experience beyond just browsing web pages. So you'll see we have the Bing search key here. If I hit that search key, it launches the Bing search page. Now, new to Mango is what we're calling Local Scout. So it's instantly recognised my location as being London. If I click on Local Scout, it's loading information that's going to be most important to me when being in this particular part of London. So it recommends places to eat and drink. It recognises places to see and do. Shops, some favourites that I've previously pinned there, and highlights within this overall area. Now you can see if I look at food and drink, if for example I go to the lounge bar here, rather than dropping me a blue link to then go off to a web page, actually what it's doing here is showing me the address, directions, the phone number, the opening times. We've created what we call quick cards. So for all the information that people most want to see, we're creating that in a single place in this card format. It also allows me to actually see the bars, see what's happening, see ratings that are relevant to that venue. I can also decide to share that, favourite it, or actually pin it to my homepage. In this case, I'll pin it to my homepage. Now the other great thing about Mango is multitasking, so I can actually press and hold the back button. I can see all of the screens that I've previously visited, and actually I'm going to drop myself back into the Bing screen. So we saw the Local Scout capability. I can of course do a standard web search, so if I wanted to search for coffee, I can search for coffee and it will predict that and allow me to search for coffee. Again, it's about making decisions, so it comes back with local search information, images of coffee, a general web search, and in fact Wikipedia search on coffee, and then I can take it back to local. So you've seen the Local Scout search, you've seen a text search. We can also do an audio search, so you can use the voice to search, or you can do a search on music. So if I hit music, it will listen to background music, and then it will then bring in recommendations as to that artist. And because of the integrated Zune capability, I could actually download that music directly to my phone here and now. There's no music playing, so it's not detected any music in this case. One of the other smart features is visual search. Now this is really unique in Mango. So visual search is available through some other apps that are out there, but what Mango does really well is integrate those straight into the search functionality. So I'm going to launch a visual search. I'm then going to give it something to search on. So in this case, I'm going to use a book. So what it's actually going to do is search the book here. It recognises the cover of the book. It picks that up and then allows me to search instantly. So I've not had to enter any text, I've not had to say anything. It's just brought back instantly a recommendation on that book. It's done a web search, it brings up images, all relevant to that book. That will work obviously for movie covers, book covers, CDs, etc. But the other thing we can do is pretty much any barcode scan. So here it's actually going to scan the barcode rather than the book cover, and again it's brought up the same title, allowing me to go ahead and search the information that I'd previously seen. Okay, so what you've seen there is the three key things for Mango. We've talked about how it's easy to connect and share. We've talked about how we're making apps smarter. And we've talked about how we're taking search beyond just the browser. I hope that was useful.